everybody, it's Dr. Sills, and I am coming to you in my northern gear, which I normally only wear if I have to represent Northern at some other place, or if I'm about to stir shit up at Northern and I want to look like I'm real, like, party loyal, right? But I'm wearing it today because, I don't know, I'm representing Northern on the internet now, so here you go, world. Northern State University. Wolves. This thing. Yes. I miss you guys. I miss being at Northern. I miss the atmosphere at Northern. But what I don't have to miss is my favorite unit of this class, which is our slam poetry unit. Slam poetry. Y'all are gonna be like real like coffee shop hipsters. You're gonna get to wear your ripped jeans. You're gonna get to sit on a stool if you have a stool, or your bed, or whatever. I don't know. You're gonna find a place that feels real like beatnik to you, and you're gonna write one of those catchy little slam poems that makes everybody snap after you say it, and then you're gonna perform it. And you're gonna make a video of you performing it that you can have forever. Added bonus of taking this class in the pandemic of 2020. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to tell you about slam poetry in general. I'm going to tell you about your assignment in particular. And then when we get to the end of all of that, then I will make sure that you know exactly what you're doing moving ahead. So again, as usual, after I go over this, please be in contact with questions because this is a giant chunk of your grade, and I want you to make sure that you can do it well. So, what's going to happen with slam poetry is you are going to be participating in a proud tradition of people getting together and trying to use the medium of poetry to address issues of social justice. Now, nutsy boltsy wise, slam poetry as it has evolved and has become a little more codified because slam poetry in a lot of arenas is a competition that you can win. It normally is in our class too, but I can't really have you compete against people you're not around. So, whatever. But you are going to be giving a poem that, according to the organization Power Poetry, which is one of the organizations that codifies this kind of competition, is usually about 3 minutes long. Yeah? And for our purposes, it's going to be between 2:30 and 3. I'll get there in a minute. But it also is going to revolve around simple, relatable themes. So people can easily pick up what you're laying down. Slam poetry is not about using so much imagery that people have to like sit down and analyze your poem and figure out, its deeper meaning. These are poems that are about what they're about. And in that way, they're a lot easier to write than your more literary magazine type of poems. But they also have rhythm to them. Yeah, they are poems. So you're going to be using the elements that make poems catchy. And more importantly, almost, they have rhythm, but they also have passion. Slam poetry is a way for you to do a little creative writing and a little creative performing about something that you really care about. So you need to find a topic that you think needs activism, a topic that you think needs illumination, and you will bring attention to it by discussing it in your poem. Now, slam poetry is a movement. Yeah, slam poetry is a social movement. It's not just a free-floating phenomenon that a lot of people just happen to have started doing in coffee shops around the country. No, it's a movement. And it's been going on since the 1990s. Usually, slam poetry is an outlet for marginalized populations, people who don't really get a voice in the broader public sphere. And often the content of slam poetry is drawn from issues of social justice. So issues revolving around groups that have a harder row to hoe in society. So think about that as you're thinking about what topic to choose. What is something that you think needs justice in the world? What's a problem that you think needs to be addressed? If you're still stuck on your thing from your civic persuasive appeal, cool, write a poem about it. But make sure that your poem is talking about issues of things in society that are unequal. Yeah? So we have a democratizing institution that you're going to be a part of, and here is how you're going to be a part of it. Let me let me reference your assignment sheet for this, but again, I'm only going to hit the high points, so make sure that you also get on D2L, look at your assignment sheet, and figure out exactly what you need to do. But for now, here's the basics. You are going to write a very short poem. You're welcome to use free verse. I'm not grading you on whether you can write a sonnet or a haiku or whatever. You're just writing a little free verse poem that revolves around some kind of social issue. Yeah, that poem is going to be timed. I am still looking at your time because it's a speech class and this is what we do. So it should be between 2 minutes and 30 seconds and 3 minutes long. And in that very short poem, I think we can agree that's not a lot of time to really spend a lot of time down rabbit holes. Yeah? But anyway, the goal of the assignment, as the assignment sheet says, is to emphasize the artistic aspects of speech writing. Now, every assignment we've done in this class so far has been meant to accent one aspect of speech making or other, but this is the one where you need to focus on style. This is the one where you need to focus on exactly what words you're choosing and why, and what sounds they make, and what reactions we have to those sounds. This is going to make you more comfortable with kinds of speaking that aren't just like, I am going to present a problem and a solution. It makes you more comfortable with being creative, and it makes the words you choose, even in a platform speech, a little more interesting to your audience. Now, in terms of keeping it interesting, keep in mind that because it is a poem, it needs to have a rhythm. Yeah, there should be a clear beat going on in your head as you are going through your poem. And ways you can accent that rhythm, that beat, are you can repeat important phrases at different times. If we always come back to a particular phrase, we get the idea that it's important, and it gives us a sense of repetition that helps us fall in to your beat. Now, I should be very clear when I'm talking about style. Again, it's free verse. I'm not looking for any particular structure. And also, please keep in mind that it does not have to rhyme necessarily. Now, having the occasional rhyme in there, especially if it makes you feel like it's part of that beat, that's useful. Reading me a Dr. Seuss book, writing me a Dr. Seuss book that's like really cutesy and has rhymes that make you just want to be like, oh, that was adorable and pointless. Yeah, no, don't do that. Yeah, just make sure that whatever social justice issue you're addressing is being addressed with the appropriate gravity. So if you're too cutesy, it doesn't really come across as, serious. Now, also keep in mind that your delivery is hugely important here, because all the conviction we get about your style comes through in your voice. You can use your voice to accent rhymes. You can use your voice to create the rhythm. You can use your high and low pitches to draw attention to various aspects of your poem. Be expressive. Be expressive with your voice. Be expressive with your gestures. If you want to sing, knock yourself out. As you watch the examples of slam poetry that I sent you in my Monday email this week, you should see that these things are all fair game with how people practice this form of art. Now, the assignment sheet says that we will come up with the rubric for this assignment together in class, which is what we normally do, but this year not gonna do that. I'm just gonna give you the rubric we came up with the last time I taught this class, and I think that class did a good job, so I think that'll be good. But it's on D2L, and you can look it up and let me know if you have questions about it. Now, bottom line, this is cool shit, and I really want you to have fun with this. So think of a topic that makes you interested, that makes you excited, that you feel passionate about, and the poem just kind of writes itself. You just have to make sure you deliver it well. But this is a particular style of speaking, and I want you to be comfortable with stretching yourself, saying things that aren't necessarily just like sentences you wrote. Yeah? So that's it. So that's slam poetry. Now, I really do want you to watch the examples of slam poetry that I have to be more self-conscious about how I speak on camera. More examples of slam poetry, because those are good. Those are how to do it and do it well. Now, please continue to look around on YouTube and find other examples that inspire you. but use those examples to get a feel for the style of this, because there really is a style of slam poetry. And if you can get into that rhythm that those artists use, you can do it yourself. Now, next week, I'm going to be sending out a video lecture about noise, about sound, about the effect that various sounds can have on audiences when you hear them. Pay close attention to that, because you can choose whether the words you say make people feel good feelings or bad feelings just based on the sounds that the words contain. So fasten your seatbelts for that. In the meantime, get fucking excited, because you get to write a slam poem, and you get to write it about whatever you want to write about. So I hope you have fun with that, and I hope that this kind of puts a nice little bow on the class, other than the final essay, that leaves you walking out of here with a smile. So, there it is. I hope to hear from all of you. I hope you're all doing well. Please touch base with me as much as you can, and please have a good week and enjoy the sunshine. Bye.